Here with us now from Capitol Hill in Washington, Republican Governor from Iowa, Governor Terry Branstad. Governor Branstad, I understand that you're going to be meeting the president later this morning as part of your meetings here in Washington.
That's right.
What are you going to talk to him about in terms of the Affordable Care Act and the effect that it's having on Iowa and Democrats around the country?
Well, first of all, I'm chair of the Governor's Advisory Council to the Pentagon and Homeland Security, and the message from all the governors of both parties is don't cut the National Guard. We know there's going to be reductions in the Army. There's been a big buildup in the Army since 9/11, and now the Army is recommending major reductions in the National Guard instead of the regular Army, and we think that's a big mistake. That's the message that I'm going to bring to the president if I get an opportunity to ask a question.
Governor Branstad, I'm looking at the list of politicians who have floated in and out of Iowa and plan to float in and out of Iowa for the ensuing future. Rick Perry, Ted Cruz, he's going to speak on March 18th. Rand Paul, he was there at the Lincoln Day dinner. Rick Santorum, he scheduled a trip. The vice president went to a steak fry in Iowa in September. How often do you wonder to yourself, is there any way I can get to Lincoln, Nebraska for the weekend to avoid these people?
Oh, listen, I love Iowa, and I'm proud to be governor of Iowa. Hey, listen, I love Nebraska, too, but I'm the governor of Iowa, and I'm really proud to welcome them. I want them to feel welcome. I say, come early, come often, spend a lot of money, go to all 99 counties. That's the way to do things if you're running for president. Start in Iowa and come early and often.
Governor Mark Halpern here. I know Iowa caucus is just around the corner as far as you and I are concerned. So handicap the field, big Republican field. Who would you put in the top tier today, the 3 or 4 people most likely to win the caucuses today?
Well, we just had our off-year caucus, and we had a better turnout than expected, and we're working to revitalize the party, and we're focused on 2014. And I'm very encouraged about the candidates we have running for U.S. Senate, for Congress, for the legislature. I'm running for re-election along with Kim Reynolds, our lieutenant governor. We think it could be a great year in 2014. Way too early to think about 2016, but the caucuses will be held in February, not January 3rd this time. We think that's good. We want the candidates to come early and often and spend a lot of time in our state, but it's too early to handicap the field for 2016.
Governor Branstad, it's Willie Geist here. It's good to see you this morning. I know you don't want to give a list, perhaps, to Mark Halpern of who would be best for Iowa, at least in 2016, but as you go to coffee shops and town hall meetings and things like that around Iowa, is there a name or two that comes up more often than the other ones, people who Iowans are excited about?
Well, first of all, I like governors, and Republican governors have really led the way in the economic revitalization, bringing jobs, reducing taxes, and I think we're going to see a lot of governors potentially running, and I want to welcome them all to Iowa, and we're really proud of the progress we've made in our states. In Iowa, we brought the unemployment rate down from 6.1 to 4.2. We're the 5th lowest in the country. We're one of the best managed states. We've eliminated the deficit, and we have a large surplus. We've restored all the money in the cash reserve and economic emergency account. So we're in a strong position. Many other governors have done the same thing. Governor Walker from Wisconsin, the Michigan governor, Rick has done a great job in his state. Governor Perry has in Texas. So I think there's a great story to be told, and Republican governors are leading the way in terms of the economic revitalization in this country.
Governor, this is Thomas Roberts. I wanted to ask you about the comment that you made in reference to Governor Chris Christie, who is the chair of the RGA right now. You said, I think he's a real good retail politician. I think he handles town hall meetings really well. Wouldn't hurt him to be a little more humble. Iowans really like their leaders to be hardworking and humble. What did you mean by that about Chris Christie's demeanor as a politician that wouldn't jive with Iowans?
Well, he's from New Jersey, and he's kind of got that New Jersey attitude. He's been very successful, and I think he's been a strong leader for New Jersey. He won a dramatic re-election by over 60% of the vote. But in Iowa, you know, we like hardworking and humble politicians. I think one of the reasons why I've been successful is I go to every county every year, I listen to people, and I try to really be a strong representative for agriculture and renewable fuels and the things that Iowans really care about.
But does that mean you think that Chris Christie's style is a little too aggressive for the people of your state to connect with?
My advice to him is be a good listener and be humble and come to Iowa. He made a great impression when he came and campaigned for me in 2010, and I would certainly welcome him and any other Republican governor to come and campaign for me and to support our Republican ticket.
You know, Governor, you say Jersey attitude like it's a bad thing, but those of us from Jersey like that Jersey attitude.
Well, I say you can love it, and that's fine. I appreciate it. I have a son. I have actually a brother-in-law that's married to an Italian and lives in Verona, New Jersey. So, yeah, I understand it's a little different than Iowa, but we welcome all to come to Iowa.
You know, your brother-in-law called in earlier this morning, Governor. He's stuck in traffic over on the federal.
That's the problem between New York and New Jersey versus Iowa. You know, in Iowa, we don't have those problems.
No, I know. Lack of water really helps.
Well, we have snow, actually.
They do make good prosciutto in Iowa.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have a great prosciutto company in Iowa.
Governor Terry Branstad of Iowa. Always good to talk to you, Governor. We'll see you.
Thank you very much.
Coming up soon.